If I'd have done all the things I was supposed to have done, I'd be really tired.
Willie Nelson is not only one of the most iconic stars in the world of country music, he is also one of America's best-known entertainers in any musical genre. But as universally known and loved as he is today, the road to stardom and success was a long and rocky one for Nelson, full of ups and downs that might shock those who are unfamiliar with the singer's life story. Now in his 90s, what's life like for him? Join us to look back at the life of the country music rebel, superstar, and elder statesman who is back on the road again. Willie Nelson's life began in Abbott, Texas on April 29, 1933, or at least that's one version of the story. A mishap caused confusion over which date he was actually born, since the hospital staff completed their paperwork after midnight. On the bright side, Nelson deals with this problem by celebrating his birthday for 2 days straight every year. Willie Nelson took the concept of starting young to a whole new level. He composed his first original song when he was only 7 years old. Despite being way too young to have ever experienced a relationship, let alone a breakup, the song was about the sorrow of a man whose lover left him for someone else. Nelson's first job as a professional musician came from an extremely unlikely source. Beginning at the age of 9, Nelson worked as the guitarist for a polka band known as Bohemian Polka. Although Nelson's grandmother did not approve of the drinking that went on at the group's shows, she allowed the young musician to pursue his dreams without objection. Even before Willie Nelson found his calling in music, he was a man of diverse interests and experiences. In his high school days, he wasn't just focused on one thing. He was a jack of all trades. Alongside his passion for music, he delved into sports like football, basketball, and baseball, showing his versatility both on and off the field. But sports weren't his only pursuit. He also had a knack for farming, getting his hands dirty and learning the ins and outs of agricultural life. But Willie's curiosity didn't stop there. He didn't shy away from odd jobs. In fact, he embraced them. From operating phones to trimming trees, from working in a pawn shop to bouncing at nightclubs, his resume was as eclectic as it was extensive. He even tried his hand at making saddles, tinkering in garages, and scrubbing dishes in kitchens. Willie was a man who wasn't afraid to roll up his sleeves and try something new. After high school, Willie took a different path and enlisted in the United States Air Force, eager to serve his country. However, fate had other plans. His time in the military was cut short when his back problems came to light, leading to his honorable discharge. Undeterred, Willie continued his quest for new experiences. With a desire to join his mother in Portland, Oregon, he set out on an adventure with little more than determination and hope. Hitchhiking along the roadside proved fruitless, leading him to spend a night sleeping in a ditch. The next day, he seized an opportunity and hopped onto a freight train, embracing the unknown as it carried him closer to his destination. But even the toughest journeys have moments of kindness. A compassionate truck driver extended a helping hand, lending Willie a few dollars for a bus ride to complete the final leg of his journey. With gratitude in his heart and a sense of purpose in his step, Willie finally reached Portland, ready to embrace whatever the future held. Despite some setbacks in the music industry, Willie refused to be discouraged. He embraced a fresh start, venturing into the world of sales as a door-to-door salesman. Armed with charisma and determination, he found success peddling both Bibles and vacuum cleaners to local homeowners. His natural gift for persuasion soon earned him a position as a sales manager for an encyclopedia company, where he honed his skills in leadership and communication. Yet, amidst his professional pursuits, the siren call of music continued to beckon him. Rekindling his passion for music, Willie immersed himself in the local music scene, captivating bar crowds with his soulful voice. Embracing his musical roots, he also took on the role of a guitar teacher at a local music school, sharing his knowledge and talent with aspiring musicians. Little did his students know they were being mentored by a future legend. Despite early rejections, Willie's perseverance eventually bore fruit when his song, Hello Walls, caught the ear of country star Farron Young. Recognizing its brilliance, Young recorded his rendition, catapulting Willie into the spotlight. Soon, other legendary artists such as Roy Orbison, Patsy Cline, and Billy Walker followed suit, recording their own interpretations of Nelson's original compositions. Amidst the triumphs, Willie's personal life was fraught with turmoil. His journey through love and marriage was marked by heartbreak and adversity. His first wife, Martha Matthews, inflicted emotional and physical pain on him, casting a shadow over their relationship. But the story of their relationship still gets so much crazier than that. As Willie Nelson's life unfolded, it seemed destined to be marked by both extraordinary triumphs and harrowing trials, including a marriage plagued by unimaginable violence. The depths of his first wife Martha Matthews' cruelty were laid bare in a chilling incident where she devised a diabolical trap for Nelson. Sewing a sheet to the bed while he lay trapped beneath it, she wielded a broomstick with relentless force, inflicting repeated blows upon him. It was a nightmarish ordeal that defied comprehension. In the realm of music, Nelson's journey was fraught with twists of fate, including a pivotal moment when one of his most iconic songs, Crazy, hung in the balance. Despite its eventual status as a masterpiece in Patsy Cline's repertoire, its inception was marred by uncertainty. Cline herself initially balked at the song, finding Nelson's unconventional style off-putting. It was only through the persistence of her husband that she relented, ultimately imbuing the song with her own unique magic and securing its place in music history. As Willie Nelson's career progressed, he found himself settling into a serene Tennessee ranch just a short distance outside of bustling Nashville. However, one fateful evening after returning from a Christmas celebration, he was met with a devastating sight. His home was engulfed in flames. Before the night was over, the once peaceful abode was reduced to ashes, leaving Nelson without a place to call home. In the midst of the chaos, as the fire raged on, Nelson took a daring risk. Ignoring the danger, he rushed back into the inferno to retrieve a precious possession, his stash of marijuana. While the notion may elicit a chuckle, the motive behind his actions was far from trivial. Fearing the repercussions of authorities discovering the illicit substance amidst the wreckage, Nelson was driven by a grave concern for his own safety. In a moment of crisis, he faced an agonizing choice, weighed down by the sobering reality of potential legal consequences. Fed up with the direction his career was headed, Willie Nelson made a pivotal decision in 1972. He called it quits. He took matters into his own hands, buying out his contract and bidding farewell to the music industry that had consumed nearly 2 decades of his life. Seeking solace from the Nashville scene, he made a bold move to Austin, Texas, a city pulsating with a vibrant musical energy. Little did he know, this geographical shift would ignite a creative spark that would redefine his musical trajectory. Immersed in the eclectic atmosphere of Austin, Nelson found inspiration to break free from the constraints of traditional Nashville sound. Embracing the spirit of experimentation, he embarked on a musical journey that would revolutionize his career. In 1973, he re-emerged onto the music scene with newfound vigor, releasing his inaugural critically acclaimed album, Shotgun Willie. It was a seismic shift that not only revitalized Nelson's career, but also laid the groundwork for his signature outlaw country style. Reflecting on the transformative process of creating Shotgun Willie, Nelson likened it to clearing his throat, a cathartic release that paved the way for artistic liberation. It was only a matter of time before Willie Nelson would make his mark with a record that would capture the world's attention. That moment arrived in 1975 with the release of the Red-Headed Stranger concept album, a masterpiece that would go on to cement its place as one of the most beloved country albums of all time. At the age of 42, Nelson finally ascended to the pinnacle of superstardom thanks to this unique and groundbreaking album. Beyond its captivating outlaw-themed storyline, The Red-Headed Stranger album delivered Nelson's very first #1 hit as a vocalist. Ironically, despite his years of success as a songwriter, his debut chart topper came in the form of a cover, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, a timeless gem originally penned by Fred Rose in the 1940s. However, amidst Nelson's soaring success, scandal rocked his inner circle in 1977. He took decisive action, parting ways with the manager who had played a pivotal role in his rise to fame. The decision came after federal agents intercepted a package containing illicit substances addressed to Nelson's close friend and frequent collaborator, Waylon Jennings, at the manager's behest. Additionally, Nelson accused this manager of financial mismanagement and defrauding the IRS, a betrayal that shook the foundations of trust within his professional circle. We've only scratched the surface of the wild tales surrounding Willie Nelson's relationships. At one juncture, an ex-girlfriend of the renowned singer made headlines by filing a jaw-dropping lawsuit seeking a staggering $50 million. Her argument? She contended that breach of contract laws should be enforced to hold Nelson accountable for allegedly reneging on a promise to marry her. While the lawsuit didn't progress far in court, it certainly shed light on some astonishing revelations about the dynamics of Nelson's relationship with this ex-girlfriend. But the story doesn't stop there. In a twist that defies belief, the climax of this marathon allegedly involved Nelson executing a full-blown somersault with his girlfriend still intertwined with him. It's an image that, once conjured, proves to be unforgettable, encapsulating the eccentricities of Nelson's romantic escapades in a truly unforgettable manner. Willie Nelson's career was a tapestry woven with unexpected twists and daring departures from the norm. His penchant for defying expectations reached a crescendo when he embarked on a musical venture that seemed to defy conventional wisdom. Despite a lifetime immersed in the country genre, Nelson made a bold decision to veer into uncharted territory, opting to record an album of his beloved old-time jazz standards. His record company balked at the idea, warning of the potential for a commercial disaster. Undeterred, Nelson forged ahead, and the resulting masterpiece, Stardust, defied all odds to become one of his most beloved and successful releases to date. In 1980, Nelson found himself on the cusp of yet another career-defining moment with the release of On the Road Again, a song that would go on to become one of his signature hits. However, the genesis of this iconic anthem unfolded in a manner that could only be described as serendipitous. Inspiration struck Nelson while he was high above the clouds, soaring through the skies on a flight. Fearing the fleeting nature of his creative spark, he seized upon whatever was at hand to capture the lyrics taking shape in his mind. As fate would have it, he ended up scribbling the entire song onto the back of a barf bag. But perhaps one of Nelson's most enduring classics, Always on My Mind, emerged from an even more unexpected source. Contrary to popular belief, the song was not Nelson's original composition, nor was it born out of a deep-seated admiration for Elvis Presley's rendition. In fact, Nelson was entirely unaware of the song's existence and its prior acclaim when he made the decision to record it. Yet, in a twist of fate, his rendition of the timeless ballad would resonate deeply with audiences around the world. Willie Nelson's journey through music is punctuated by moments of serendipity and collaboration, including a fateful encounter that would go down in history. The genesis of one of his most iconic songs, Pancho and Lefty, can be traced back to a chance eavesdropping incident. During a recording session with fellow country luminary Merle Haggard, one of the song's co-authors attempted to pitch the song to Haggard without success. However, Nelson happened to overhear the exchange and immediately recognized the song's potential. Deciding to record it himself, Nelson's rendition of Pancho and Lefty would go on to win 3 Grammy Awards. Nelson's knack for collaboration extended beyond individual songs to the formation of the Highwaymen, arguably the most legendary supergroup in country music history. Bringing together 4 titans of outlaw country, Nelson, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, and Chris Christopherson, the Highwaymen captivated audiences with their electrifying performances. Together, they released 3 albums and scored a #1 hit in 1985 with the aptly titled Highwayman. Beyond the realm of music, Nelson's influence reached even the highest echelons of power. President Jimmy Carter and First Lady Rosalind Carter counted themselves among Nelson's admirers, inviting him to perform at the White House in 1980. However, it was what happened after the performance that truly made headlines. In a moment of audacious spontaneity, Nelson famously sneaked onto the White House roof to indulge in his signature pastime, smoking pot. Despite the unconventional antics, Nelson and Carter forged a genuine friendship that endured through the years, culminating in a heartwarming duet of Amazing Grace in 2012. Willie Nelson's talents and passions extend far beyond the realm of music. Since childhood, Nelson has harbored a keen interest in martial arts, sparked by the allure of jiu-jitsu and judo training manuals advertised in superhero comic books. This initial curiosity blossomed into a lifelong passion, leading Nelson to attain a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo and delve into formal practices of Kung Fu and Gongquan Yusul. Yet, it is Nelson's bond with his guitar that perhaps best encapsulates his enduring love affair with music. For over 50 years, he has strummed the strings of the same instrument, affectionately named Trigger, after cowboy icon Roy Rogers' famed horse. Trigger's weathered appearance, adorned with a distinctive hole and adorned with countless autographs, bears witness to the countless melodies that have flowed from its strings. Nelson's devotion to Trigger knows no bounds, as he has gone to great lengths to safeguard it over the years, even risking his own safety to rescue it from a burning building. Beyond his personal passions, Nelson's philanthropic endeavors have left an indelible impact on countless lives. In 1985, he played a pivotal role in establishing Farm Aid, an annual charity concert dedicated to supporting struggling families within the American farming industry. Since its inception, Farm Aid has raised millions of dollars to provide vital assistance to those in need, drawing support from a constellation of celebrities including Roy Orbison, Bob Dylan, B.B. King, Billy Joel, and Tom Petty. Willie Nelson's life has been a roller coaster ride of triumphs and tribulations, including a tumultuous chapter marked by financial turmoil and personal tragedy. In the early 1990s, Nelson found himself grappling with a staggering tax debt totaling over $32 million, a result of a perfect storm of mismanagement, poor advice, and ill-fated investments. Despite his status as a top-selling artist, the prospect of settling such a monumental debt loomed dauntingly large, leading the government to seize the majority of Nelson's personal assets. Determined to rectify his financial woes, Nelson embarked on a multifaceted approach to raise funds and resolve his tax predicament. He released a double album titled The IRS Tapes Who'll Buy My Memories as a means of generating revenue to chip away at his outstanding debts. Additionally, Nelson resorted to auctioning off some of his remaining possessions and pursuing legal action against individuals whom he deemed responsible for his predicament. Drawing support from friends and well-wishers, Nelson navigated the arduous path toward financial recovery with characteristic resilience and resourcefulness. However, amidst his efforts to navigate the maze of financial hardship, Nelson encountered an unexpected hiccup. In a bid to garner public support for his cause, he appeared on television wearing a T-shirt emblazoned with the phone number 1-800-IRS-TAPE. Unbeknownst to Nelson, the number belonged to an unrelated technology business in Utah. Yet, rather than facing ire from the business owner for inadvertently tying up his phone lines, Nelson was met with unexpected generosity as the owner willingly relinquished the number to the embattled musician. Amidst the turmoil of his financial woes, tragedy struck Nelson's family in 1991 with the devastating loss of his son, Billy Jr. At the age of 33, Billy Jr. succumbed to his own demons, grappling with a drinking problem that ultimately culminated in his untimely death. The unexpected loss sent shockwaves through Nelson's inner circle. In the wake of his son's tragic passing, Nelson found himself grappling with unimaginable grief. Yet, amidst the darkness, he discovered a beacon of hope in his deeply held spiritual belief in reincarnation. This conviction provided Nelson with solace, offering him the comforting assurance that he would one day be reunited with his beloved son, even in the depths of despair. However, Nelson's journey through life has been fraught with perilous brushes with fate, including a harrowing brush with death in a terrifying plane crash. Many years ago, while en route to meet Western movie legend Happy Shahan, Nelson's small aircraft plummeted to the ground in a violent crash. Witnesses on the ground braced themselves for the worst, fearing the outcome of the catastrophic accident. Yet, to their astonishment, when reporters and potential first responders arrived at the scene, they were met with a sight that defied belief. Approaching the wreckage, reporters expected to find Nelson either grievously injured or worse. Instead, they were met with a surreal sight. Nelson and his pilot emerging from the wreckage seemingly unscathed, as if miraculously untouched by the devastation surrounding them. In a moment that would become the stuff of legend, Nelson's response to inquiries about his well-being was characteristically nonchalant. With a wry grin, he quipped, "This was a perfect landing. I walked away from it, didn't I?" It was a testament to Nelson's irrepressible spirit and unyielding resilience in the face of adversity. Willie Nelson's advocacy extends beyond the realms of music and into the realm of activism, particularly in his fervent support for the legalization of marijuana. For decades, Nelson has been a vocal proponent of cannabis reform, leveraging his platform to champion the cause of legalization. His involvement in the movement runs deep, as he serves on the board of a national advocacy organization dedicated to cannabis policy reform. Nelson's advocacy is deeply personal, rooted in his own experiences with the consequences of existing drug laws. Throughout his life, he has faced multiple arrests for possession-related offenses. In a surprising turn of events, Nelson found himself at odds with his own political allegiance when he sued the Democratic Party in 2008. The dispute arose from the party's decision to disqualify Nelson's preferred candidate from Texas ballots due to a disagreement over the candidate's selection process. Nelson contended that the party's requirement for candidates to pledge a loyalty oath infringed upon constitutional rights, sparking a legal battle that underscored his unwavering commitment to principles of fairness and democracy. Yet, Nelson's entrepreneurial spirit knows no bounds, as he has successfully parlayed his passion for cannabis into a thriving business venture. Under the banner of Willie's Reserve, Nelson has launched his own line of commercially available marijuana products, catering to states and jurisdictions where the substance is legal. With a name synonymous with cannabis culture, Nelson's foray into the legal marijuana market comes as a natural extension of his lifelong advocacy and personal affinity for the plant. Beyond his musical and activist endeavors, Nelson has also carved out a niche for himself in the world of cinema. With a filmography boasting over 30 movies, Nelson's acting career rivals that of many full-time actors. From iconic roles to memorable cameos, his contributions to the silver screen have left an indelible mark on Hollywood. Perhaps one day, Nelson's cinematic achievements will be immortalized with a star on the illustrious Hollywood Walk of Fame. Willie Nelson's life is a tapestry woven with tales of heroism, camaraderie, and legendary feats, showcasing the depth of his character and the impact he has had on those around him. One such instance occurred when Nelson intervened in a potentially volatile situation outside one of his shows, where members of his stage crew found themselves embroiled in a heated altercation. Sensing the danger escalating, Nelson took decisive action, diffusing the tension with a calm demeanor and a display of authority. Armed with a collection of weapons strapped to his waist, he approached the warring parties and deftly quelled the conflict before it could escalate into a full-blown gunfight, averting a potentially tragic outcome. In another display of loyalty and friendship, Nelson came to the aid of actor Dennis Hopper during a tumultuous episode in New Mexico. After Hopper found himself in hot water with law enforcement due to an incident fueled by excessive intoxication, Nelson stepped in to bail out his friend, offering unwavering support and solidarity in his time of need. Yet, Nelson's larger-than-life persona extends beyond mere mortal realms, as he can lay claim to his own town. Luck, Texas. Originally constructed as a set for one of Nelson's films, Luck captured the singer's heart, prompting him to preserve and maintain it as his own personal haven. Despite facing adversity, including a devastating storm in 2014 that ravaged the site, Nelson remained steadfast in his dedication to the town, overseeing its restoration and ensuring its legacy endured. Amidst the myriad achievements that punctuate Nelson's storied career, one stands out as particularly legendary: his song, Crazy. Made famous by Patsy Cline's iconic rendition, Crazy holds the distinction of being the most commonly played jukebox tune of all time. Not too shabby for a guy who spent many years wondering if he could ever make it in the music business. Willie Nelson's personal life has been marked by tumultuous relationships, unexpected revelations, and moments of controversy that have left an indelible mark on his journey. Following the dissolution of his first marriage, Nelson embarked on a new chapter with his second wife, the singer Shirley Colley. However, their union was not destined to last, as it was rocked by a shocking revelation that would ultimately lead to its demise. A seemingly innocuous letter arrived at Nelson's doorstep one day, bearing unexpected news that would unravel a hidden truth. It was a bill from a hospital's maternity ward, raising suspicions and prompting Colley to confront Nelson about the charges. What unfolded was a revelation that Nelson had fathered a child outside of their marriage, leading to the unraveling of their relationship and eventual divorce. Nelson's penchant for stirring controversy extended beyond his personal life and into the realm of politics, where he found himself embroiled in heated debates and conspiracy theories. In a surprising turn of events, Nelson voiced skepticism about the official narrative surrounding the September 11th attacks during an interview with Larry King. Expressing doubt about the government's account, Nelson delved into controversial conspiracy theories alleging that the Twin Towers had been deliberately imploded. Yet, amidst the turmoil of his personal and political battles, Nelson earned a reputation for taking decisive action when faced with injustice. When he learned that his son-in-law, Steve, had been abusing his daughter, Lana, Nelson wasted no time in confronting the perpetrator head-on. Confronting Steve directly, Nelson issued a stern warning and made it clear that such behavior would not be tolerated. In a moment of bravery, Nelson stood his ground and defended his family, earning him the nickname Shotgun Willie for his willingness to protect those he loves, even in the face of danger. After more than 50 years in the music industry, Willie Nelson shows no signs of slowing down. Just a month before his 90th birthday, he took the stage at the Autism Speaks Light Up the Blues 6 concert in Los Angeles, showcasing his enduring passion for performing. To celebrate this monumental milestone, Nelson will be hosting a series of shows at the Hollywood Bowl on April 29th and 30th, surrounded by friends and colleagues. The lineup for these special concerts includes an impressive array of artists such as Casey Musgraves, Beck, Chris Stapleton, Leon Bridges, The Chicks, and Snoop Dogg. Expressing his gratitude for the support, Nelson shared his heartfelt appreciation, stating, "I can't say thank you enough to all the people who are taking time out of their daily lives to come out and help me sing Happy Birthday on my 90th birthday. I really appreciate it. I love them all for doing it." It's a testament to Nelson's enduring influence and the deep bond he shares with his fans and fellow musicians alike. From the highs of musical success to the lows of personal turmoil, Willie Nelson's life is a testament to the complexity of the human experience, where triumphs and tribulations intertwine to shape the narrative of a true American icon.